In this episode, we're talking about a game that has us rethinking how we use our furniture. It's Date Everything. This and more on Indie Game Arcade. Hey everyone, welcome to Indie Game Arcade, a podcast that deep dives into the latest and greatest indie games. My name is Chris.
I'm Joseph.
And have you started looking at all of your furniture slightly differently this week?
I'll tell you what, I've already formed a relationship with actual water in that game. So it's making me look at water a lot differently. I'll tell you that.
Oh man. Okay, so that's one that I haven't run into yet, but I've run into some weird stuff. I ran into, I didn't realize how meta this game was going to get, but oh my God, it sure did. Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Okay, without spoiling what it is,
yeah.
Have you looked inside the drawer in the bedroom?
Yes.
Okay, so you know what I'm talking about.
Dude, I've done things. I've done very festive things.
Okay.
Very burrito-inspired things. If you know what I'm saying.
I do know what you mean.
Yeah.
I had to see what it was out of curiosity. Yeah. And then, they enticed me into trying things that I didn't know I wanted to try.
Here's the thing though. I don't think I can eat a burrito ever again after that though. Yeah. Hey, let's talk about this game. Game start. This is Date Everything. This was released on June 17th, 2025. Developed by Sassy Chap Games. I have some things to say about Sassy Chap Games that is going to clear up a lot of info for those that are wondering how they pulled some of this off. Published by Team 17, retails for $29.99, but they also do have the Lavish Edition, which is the game along with the DLC that they released at the exact same time the game came out, which seems a little scummy, but it is what it is. For $34.99. I think the DLC comes with was it 2 to 3 more characters, but I'm not entirely sure. But here's the thing though, is there's a lot of, it advertises 100 characters. There is definitely more than that. There's a lot of hidden characters in the game. So the Lavish DLC may have some hidden stuff in there as well. Not entirely sure. But for a quick description, this is a quirky sandbox-style dating simulator where you receive a pair of magical Dateviator glasses. And when you put them on, you can bring anything in your house or even an app on your phone to life. It becomes an embodiment of whatever that object or thing is, becomes a fully fledged person with its own history and personality and everything. Appliances, furniture, decorations, structures, even your own nightmares. It's got over 100 fully voiced interactive dateable objects. So yeah, that is the game. You were trying to date everything in the house. And it is insane. It is one of the funniest games I think I've ever played. But Joseph,
yes.
This is the horniest goddamn game ever created. What are they doing? Oh
yeah,
man.
If you've ever played any other dating sim game, they would pale in comparison. The one that comes to mind always for me is Monster Prom, and that one obviously is, it has its own vulgarness to it in some ways, but it's a lot more cheeky. This one is very straightforward in a lot of ways. Man.
Some of them they are just straight to the point for sure.
Oh yeah.
Literally sometimes. And here's a little bit of info for everybody, just because it's really interesting. So I think a lot of people, the one big thing about this game that a lot of people have kind of latched onto is the gigantic voice cast, and they have the best of the best voice actors, right? Especially if you are anywhere near the TTRPG space. Like you're gonna recognize a lot of names, but like here's just some of the folks in this game. So you got like Felicia Day, Matt Mercer, Laura Bailey, Neil Newbon, Erica Ishii, who I'm pretty sure Erica is Benoit, who we were talking about before. Not entirely sure, but I think that's who it was. Troy Baker, Ashley Birch, Christina V. Who you've worked with Christina V before, haven't you? I think you did on a charity thing, charity project.
Yeah, not a charity. No, it wasn't a charity thing. It was like a really kind of like. I
thought you were raising money for dogs or something like that, or some sort of awareness thing for dogs.
No, that was a different thing. That was we did a like a short animation thing together for.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. It was like a really kind of raunchy comedy animation deal.
You've also got people like Ray Delisle, Ben Starr, Ashley Johnson, Alex Lee, like every voice actor you can think of, except for me and Joseph. Listen, hey, we have IMDb's, all right? So, there's no reason you should have skipped us. Anyway, so here's the thing. This is probably why. So Sassy Chap Games is a game studio that was created by a bunch of voice actors. So that is definitely the reason. One of them...
That makes sense.
Yeah, one of them is Robbie Damon, who was a integral part of Critical Role Season 3. So if very direct ties to people like Matt Mercer, Laura Bailey, Ashley Johnson, like all of those folks. So let's make this really quirky dating game. And then we're going to get all of our friends to be in it. And they sure did. And it is fantastic. Be our friends and put us in your game.
There's this. Okay, have you tried dating the clock in the gym, the cat clock?
Okay. I found a cat clock. I did not get one in the gym, but I got a cat clock in the bedroom. So is it Timothy? Is it the same cat clock?
Yeah, Timothy Timekeeper or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
And here,
so let
me preface really quick. There's going to be some spoilers here. We are going to be talking about a lot of the folks that we found and our experiences in the game so far. So just heads up, if you don't want spoilers, skip ahead and keep skipping. Skip. All right, Timothy.
But it'll probably be like maybe 5% of the total characters available. If that. Yeah, exactly. Anyway. There's so many. There's not a ton that I have a lot of experience with, but there are just a few. So the reason I bring that one up is like that sounded to me like Richard Stephen Horvitz's voice, Invader Zim. I don't know if it is, but like his voice sounded like really. Let's find out. Yeah, I guess we could.
I'm looking him up. No, it is somebody else. Bryce Pappenbrook.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't want to take away from Bryce's talent either, but to me, it sounded a lot like his voice. So
yeah.
That's all.
There's so many good ones in here, and like the people I named earlier, that is barely
scratching the surface
of all of the good talent in this game.
I do want to hear about let's do like a back and forth about a couple of your experiences.
Sure. Well, I mean, first of all, we gotta say you definitely went after the bed, right, Betty? Because God.
You kind of have to at first, but I didn't push it past that initial thing though, because I just had to explore.
I sure did. Hey man.
Okay, well
that let me ask, that hooked me. I was like, all right.
Did you get to love status with anyone?
Oh yeah, I've got love status with a few.
Okay. I was making sure.
I gotta say, Betty was my first one though. Betty the bed. She loves me, and she loves me like no other.
My love status, only one I have love status with, since I haven't played that much, is River, which is literally all the water around your house.
Okay, I haven't even found that person. So how did you even figure that one out? Where is that one?
So you know how you can interact with objects when you're not in Deviator mode? Yeah. Yes. So I just clicked on the sink and it turned on and water came out. And then I put my glasses on and scanned the water, and she came out. Yep.
Okay. All right. Does anyone hate you yet?
Maybe the gym bro guy.
Really?
I don't think he hates me. He doesn't hate me. He just I was having Callie play at that time, and like she was like rejecting him. So we don't have a good relationship with him.
Oh, sad. If he's the guy I'm thinking of, he's such a like golden retriever energy guy. Like he's so goofy.
Yeah, but he's also just a total Chad gym bro.
Oh man, I like him.
But he's fine. He's fine. But have you talked to XXX Shadow Lord 420XXX?
Yeah. I found him today.
Okay.
This morning. Which was crazy. So he's one of the hidden characters, which is really
we don't have
fun
to say like how to find him though.
No, I don't want to say how to find him, but I do want to mention a few of the other hidden characters that I found that are really, really cool. So I found him. He's very funny. So his name, hilarious. I believe the guy that voices him, I think that's Alex Lee.
Okay.
Who is the English voice actor for the protagonist from, what is that anime you got super into? Solo Leveling?
Oh, Solo Leveling, yeah.
Yeah, so he's good. That guy.
Okay, yeah, I know who you're talking about then.
I also found the Dust Bunny, who
nice.
I really like her. She's really cute, but man, she talks so much about so much science, and like this is my mission in the game, is to try to get as many people to love me as possible. I think
that's the mission of the game, because that's how you literally level up your stats.
Yes. Unfortunately, someone already hates me, which that sucks, because that was someone I was also trying to get to love me. We had gone on so many dates, and then I did something. I'm talking about Holly. I don't know if you found Holly. She is the box of holiday decorations.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't clicked on that.
Okay. So she is super, super overworked because it's like, there's always holidays and stuff. I was trying so hard to help her. And like some of the other characters would kind of come in and be like, she's working too much. She's like making herself sick. So I had the bright idea of getting her fired from her job, thinking that'll get her some time off, then she can work on her. No, they just got me the hate status.
Dang. I was wondering like how like you would even bring someone to that. Here's a thing about the game that I'm like, I guess I bounce off a little bit, is that there's like, at least what I've seen so far, it doesn't seem like there's any reason why you would ever want to like go for hate status, because it doesn't seem like there's like a trade-off of like, oh, if this person hates me, this person will love me more kind of thing, at least not from what I've seen so far. So it's like, why even have those options in there if they're literally doing nothing for you on a mechanical level?
So that when I got the hate status, that was definitely not intentional. It was just like, I screwed up and that achieved me the hate status, which means I can't pursue that character anymore. So like I've screwed up to the point where that's cut off from me. So like I will get turned down, and if I shoot the beam at her, bring her to life again, she's going to blow me off. Like that's it. So like I can't get any stats from her now.
Interesting.
There's like other characters and stuff too. Like all the characters in the house, like they know each other. And there's some characters in that house that don't like each other. So like if you achieve like a certain status with one character, that will like cause, a negative status, or like maybe prevent you from achieving like love with another character, but you could maybe still achieve friendship with that other character.
Okay. As long as that's what I was looking for, as long as there's that kind of like scale in there of like a reason for those things to either happen, or at least some kind of consequences or benefits from doing that, then that's fine. I just didn't think there was anything because I haven't seen any kind of like interactions like that.
Yeah, so it's more consequence, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but that's cool though. But I only say that because like there's some options that are like, obviously like you wouldn't choose that option like in there.
Yeah.
Some of them are just purely for comedy, I guess.
Yeah, unless you're like, somebody that plays that way and you just like to blow people off, because like you definitely have those text options. Like when you're talking to characters, you can be a complete dick to certain people.
Sure.
And what is funny, though, is there's some characters that respond to that better. And that's kind of where that sassy stat comes in, which, like, I have not gotten one there. Well, no, I think I just got one, actually, with the triangle, the musical instrument in your closet. So we became friends. I was trying to get love status, but it just didn't work out. But she does not respond well. She's like, they gave her that really kind of like semi-aggressive Jersey girl kind of attitude in that way. So like she doesn't respond super well to like you being like super nice and stuff. Like she'll walk on you, she'll insult you for that kind of stuff. If you give her sass back, like then she sees you more as, I think, kind of an equal or an equilateral in her case, because she's always talks in triangles. So there's definitely certain characters where those are actually the right things to do, is to tease them, like be a little mean sometimes. And there's some where that will completely, nosedive you.
Right. Okay. And that's good. That's what I was like looking for mainly, is like, I don't like there to be like no reason to do a certain thing. You know what I mean? Or like, I don't like options in there that are just obviously like not going to do anything for your game progression. Yeah. Because like, even if I'm taking it to like a game, like let's say like Knights of the Old Republic, or like even that game, like where there's like the light side, dark side. It's like, you could be a total dick in that game, but there's a reason for it. It's because you are trying to go dark side, and you're getting that. You're still gaining something, but more dark side points because of it. And so that's where it's like, okay, I wanted to make sure there was at least some kind of progression being made from that. But that sounds like there is. And it's more of a, if this person dislikes you, then this other person may like you more. Or some people just respond better to negative comments versus positive ones.
Yeah, for sure. That's exactly how it works. And yeah, there's definitely some. I found there's these two characters that definitely have a bit of a rivalry. And I thought it was going to be a situation where if I go farther with one character, then the other one's going to hate me. But this one character, Bo, I don't know if you've found her yet. She's the cardboard box girl.
No, I haven't talked to any of the boxes.
She's the one voiced by Ashley Johnson. You go on like you go on basically like a quest with her, and through a series of dates, like day to day and stuff. Because she's like they make her kind of like an Indiana Jones kind of character in a way, and she's looking for something very specific that another character has, and he's like a pirate kind of dude, and he's such a dick, but and they like hate each other. So I thought, and I'd already met him first, and I was trying to like, get into his good graces, because I'm going to try to bang everyone in this game. So like I was laying it on thick with this pirate. So I find out that they're like rivals and stuff, and I'm like, oh, this is not going to work. But somehow I ended up getting them to like, just through the different dialogue options, I guess I chose right in a few ways and got them to like compromise, and they kind of made up and became friends, which was really interesting. So like, yeah, that was kind of fun.
Have you talked to the bathroom sink?
No, not the sink. I've talked to the toilet and the bathroom tub.
Yeah. Okay. I want to talk, the last two I'll talk about, because these are the other two I really have experience with, are the bathroom sink and the bathroom vent. So
the vent.
The vent in the bathroom is like obsessed with you. And if you want to get like a love thing going, like that is an easy target, because he is like, I just want to please you. I just want to do this. I don't want to do that. And it's like, all you have to do is just be like, yeah, you're doing a great job. Like, keep it up. And he just will completely fall in love with you instantly. But he is also, it's funny because it's just like a guy like peeking out from behind the vent. Like he doesn't show his face or anything. Yeah. So it's just a weird kind of like
creepy.
Yeah. And then, the sink, this one is really interesting because it's very like meta in a way where I don't know if he's just like crazy because that's the way that you have kind of like imagined him through the Dateviators, or if there's some fact to what he's saying. Essentially, he's like trying to convince me that he was once a real man and he's been sucked into this somehow virtually, but he he doesn't have the same kind of like he looks like anthropomorphic, but he's like a sink. His head is literally like a sink. Sink.
Weird.
And he has like a normal body, like Chairface Chippendale. Think of like that, but it's like this sink headed man, and like that. He's convinced that he was like at his job doing this thing, just got sucked into this world. So it's like, I don't know if there's any fact to this, because there is like a lot of like strangeness to the actual story. Whether there's any kind of validity to what he's saying or not, I don't know. But it's funny talking to him because he's so convinced that he was once a real man. And I just like trying to follow that storyline is interesting to me.
That is really interesting. A lot of the stories, like as you progress with certain characters, are so interesting. They wrote so much for everybody. And like, I gotta say, I don't know, did you do the D20 thing?
Not yet, no.
Okay, you get to play essentially, they don't call it D&D, they call it G&G, but you get to essentially, like if you do things right, you get to essentially play a game, like a tiny little campaign of D&D with him being your dungeon master. And then there's like another character that you have to meet first. And like, it's a character that's really nearby, and he comes with you too and plays the game and stuff. But it was really cool and it was really fun. And because it's Matt Mercer voicing the character, it's like, okay, I'm getting to play D&D with Matt Mercer as my DM. Come on, man. Like, all right, this is the perfect game for me right now. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
I mean, I don't really want to talk about like, or those are really like the experiences I've had because I haven't played as much as you have, but like, I at least want to comment on the art and just how amazing it is. It's like so all of the characters are drawn with such like detail, or the style is just so appealing, and everyone has these like really super unique outfits on to match sort of what object they are representing. And I just find it so interesting that they went through so much art to like have this. Like, these are things that you would see, like, I don't know, in some kind of like Paris fashion show or something. Like, all these are like really quality outfits that are representative, if not like very directly, the object that they're representing. And I just find it really interesting.
They're totally wild. Some of the designs are just so awesome. The TV in the gym, that design is so cool. Oh, man. I'll say this too. When they say date everything, they really mean it, because like one thing, and I think this has to do with a lot of the unlockable characters, because I got crafty and I have been shooting my beam at everything. And I found a lot of stuff that I think, I don't know, I'm assuming, I don't want to assume that most folks haven't found. There's a lot of stuff that I think a lot of people wouldn't think to try, and like, or at least wouldn't think that the game devs would have thought of it and created something, but they've thought of everything. So like, shoot it at everything. Like, even if you're reading something, do it.
That's why it's like, I had to try the water just out of curiosity, and everything that I've like experimented with has paid off. So yeah,
I found a way. I'll say this. I'm not going to say how to do it. This game got so meta. I found a way to date the devs that worked on the game.
Nice.
Yeah, I won't spoil how that works, but it's oh my God, it's insane. It goes down such a weird rabbit hole, man. This game is unlike anything I think I've ever played in my life. But
yeah, it's like, Where's Waldo, the dating app.
The big thing about it is just that it constantly has me laughing. And that's like the big thing that I wanted to like stress about this game is it is just, I mean, it's fun. It is, you know, it's raunchy. So it's got like crude humor and stuff to it. But like, even sometimes just like trying things and seeing that it works. Like when I found Wallace, the wall, I laughed out loud so hard finding that character. And people that have found Wallace, you know what I mean. So yeah, it is a laugh out loud, just enjoyable game that you don't want to play in front of your parents or in front of small children ever.
Yeah.
Power up! Hey, if you're enjoying this episode so far, do us a favor, throw us a like, a follow, share this episode or the podcast with folks who love indie games so we can get more of these game recommendations out there and support the indie game devs that made them. We've also got a YouTube channel at youtube.com/nerdsloth where you can catch us playing more indie games, or you can check out our top 5 or top 10 series for even more indie game recommendations, because we believe there's an indie game out there for everyone. Combo! Let's talk about some other indie games that we've been playing this week. I'm going to first mention a real easy one, which is Cast and Chill. This was developed and published by Wombat Brawler, released on June 16th, 2025. It's a laid-back fishing sim mixed with some idle and active gameplay where you go across lakes, rivers, oceans with your loyal pup companion on your little like John boat, at least when you're in like the lakes and stuff. So basically like what you're doing is you're just fishing. You cast your lines. You can set it to like active or idle, try to catch like rare fish and stuff. Your dog, like in your boat, will like kind of give you a heads up because you can't see the fish when you're going out in the boat. You have to rely on your dog to bark and let you know where the fish are. Then you cast your line, you try to catch your fish, and once you do, you can, sell the fish at the market and then upgrade your gear. But like the big thing is, I mean, there's like some good Steam achievements and stuff to get there too, for sure. But the big thing is this game is just serene and tranquil. Like, look at the pixel art of this thing. And like, that was the first thing I saw. I saw this thing advertised months ago. This has been on a list that I had like in our like Google Calendar or our Google Drive of like games I want to make sure that I didn't miss out on because of how freaking gorgeous it looks. And it does not disappoint. There is probably the most beautiful pixel art I have ever seen. It is so intricately done and it's just so peaceful. It's just literally a game where if like you want to be doing something and like maybe you're watching TV or something in the background too, or you have a little toddler running around your house causing a little bit of mischief and you got to kind of be able to keep a little bit of an eye on them so they don't end up, jumping off of something and smashing their face.
It reminds me, the fishing anyway, of how fishing worked in one of my favorite Super Nintendo RPGs, Breath of Fire 2.
Oh,
because it's the same sort of like once you cast it, you see underwater and you see how the fish are reacting to your lure on from like a side view like that.
Yes.
So that's the first thing I thought of when I saw like just some of the fishing mechanics of this, but it does look super beautiful. Like the backgrounds are amazing. The parallax of everything going on. Like it looks really good, like better than it needs to or had to, honestly.
One of the things that impresses me, I think the most about it is like the reflection on the water and stuff. So reflections in games, and I know that like, I mean, you've done a little bit of coding and stuff. I don't. But I do know from, indie devs and stuff like that, like how difficult reflections are in creating a game. And like, these are immaculate. So man, kudos to Wombat Brawler, who also, that name is who I would be if I was in the WWE. That would be, that's going to be my ring name.
For something marked as like a relaxing, cozy game, this absolutely looks like something I could get into because I used to be a huge fan of like fishing video games. Well, and actual fishing, but fishing video games specifically because like I like the way they emulated the, sport itself and just the relaxing mechanics of it. And this looks totally up my alley. So this might be one I actually jump into. I don't think I would put it into like idle mode, but I'd be curious to like at least tackle it as an active thing.
Yeah, man, I really enjoyed it. I would say this. I don't like real life fishing much. Just like I don't like real life golf much, but I love the hell out of some fishing and golf video games. So yeah, man, this is the way to go. Make everything video game related, and then I will enjoy your sports.
Honestly, like
digital outside.
I like sports football more. I mean, sorry, sports football. I like video game football more than I do like actual football. 100%.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah. One other game that I wanted to mention really quick. This will be a little bit faster. This is another kind of cozy game. This is April Grove, developed and published by Color Grave. Releases tomorrow as of recording this, June 23rd. So this is a cozy pixel art adventure where players take on the role of a brand new forester in like a mythical woodland kind of village and stuff. And it's really just focused on chopping down trees, gathering stuff, leveling up, and exploration at a very relaxed pace. There's no combat or anything. You're just like talking to folks, doing your tree chopping, doing like your a little bit of resource management and upgrades, and helping out people around the town. So logging, crafting, the pixel art is really nice. I like that. It's very like reminds me of kind of like old Game Boy kind of stuff. Like a lot of the games that Color Grave does are kind of that way. Like they made Prodigal. I think you have that one. And Prodigal's a really good game. I really enjoy that one. It's very like Zelda meets Stardew Valley-ish.
Yep.
But the thing with this one is this one's too cozy even for me. Whereas like, and I think part of it is just like you go out there, you start chopping your wood, and really you just press the button and it just kind of auto chops for you until that tree is down. And it takes forever for that tree to come down. And then you got to go put the logs in the basket, and then you go out and you chop more. And I'm like, man, I got to do this so many times to get the amount of money I need to get a better axe. It's going to take me forever. Though I love the NPC interactions. There's some really interesting ones. I love the art of it. I love the music of it. It's just too cozy for me, man. It wasn't enough for me.
Wow.
But it's going to be enough for someone, I'm sure.
I know it's going to be way too cozy for me then.
Yeah.
If it's too cozy for you, it's automatically off limits for me. Although I do appreciate the art style. Like it looks really good.
I love Color Grave's designs. Like whenever they design a game, their art style is like on point, has that like very nostalgic feel to it because of like their choices of color, because they always use a very limited color palette, and like the really chunky kind of sprites and stuff that they typically use. But like some of those, there's like this one kind of like forest spirit you get out there, and she's just really elaborately done and just looks really good. But yeah, it does look great. It's just not for me.
As far as what I've played this week, so I guess I'll start with I'm going to start with Wizard of Legend 2, because I think this one's going to be kind of I'm seeing a lot of split sort of views on this.
Yeah, big time.
I'll start by saying that I was a big fan of the original Wizard of Legend. Like, great game, really enjoyed it, spent hours playing it. This one I was looking forward to. Visually, looks great. Mechanically, works fine, but there's something about it that just doesn't feel the same. And some of it that I've seen from the reviews is like the dodge has like a weird amount of like iframes to it. So if your dodge isn't like super precise, then you're going to just take a hit. And I will say that I've experienced that for sure. Like normally when I spend a few hours in games like this in roguelikes, like I'll be able to get to the end, part of it, at least the initial ending before it all unfolds. And it's like, well, now you need to do like add the difficulty modifiers to it, all that, like pretty quickly. This one, I am just like hitting a wall of like, these bosses seem either really imbalanced or your moves are just not like good enough to take them on, the early moves you have. And I've seen some opinions on there being like a lack of a lot of the arcana in this, which is your spells, like a lack of like different arcana and different relics that are kind of your items that modify your spells and your moves and all that. Just like a real lack of those in the final release of this, because this had been in early access for a bit and it just released out of early access on June 12th. But yeah, there's just, I don't know, it just doesn't, as much as like I was like playing it for a while and kind of enjoying it, I just kept hitting a wall of like, it just doesn't feel like I'm making much progress. And there's not a lot of variety between runs because it is a pretty straight path. You're not able to like choose different like roads to go on or anything like that. You're just going down kind of like straight. Even if there is some like changes to the way the layout of the levels are as you go through them, you're going from like one boss to the next sub boss to the next boss to the next sub boss. And just like all in a very linear way where it doesn't feel like open enough, especially with like the idea of being able to experiment by combining all these different spells and things as like a wizard and all that. It just feels like even the first one maybe had more variety to it, which is strange to say. So I think
interesting.
This one is like, I'll summarize by saying like, I don't think it's a bad game, but I just don't think like it holds a candle to its predecessor. And I can definitely see why people are so split on this one. Would I say give it a try? Sure, if you like the first one, but I can't wholeheartedly recommend it, at least not in its current state. Maybe like in a few patches or something, it'll be fixed up and it'll be improved and added to in a sufficient way. But I think right now it wasn't ready for a 1.0 release. And I've encountered multiple bugs that I've had to like quit out of the run I was in because I tried to skip a cutscene. And because where my character was when I was skipping that cutscene, it just like trapped them behind this wall because that's where my character was standing. And it's like, okay, if you knew that that's a possibility, why would you let me skip the cutscene right there if my character has not yet moved to their appropriate spot? So
right.
There's little things like that where it's like, it's still a little buggy in places and just doesn't feel as fluid as the original did. Visually, it looks great, but yeah, I just don't know if it was quite ready yet.
Well, one thing that I just noticed, and this might have something to do with it is a different developer than the first game. So the first game was developed by Contingent 99, whereas this is, and that sounds like it was probably a solo. Like Contingent 99 sounds like a solo, but I'm not sure. This was developed by Dead Mage.
Okay.
But yeah, so Dead Mage, I'm trying to see what else they've worked on.
They've done nothing. I wonder if they're a newer studio.
They worked on Shadowblade, Reloaded. Oh, they worked on a game called Garshasp, Temple of the Dragon, and that game has mostly negative reviews.
Children of Morta.
They did Children of Morta, and that has very positive reviews.
Got very positive. Yeah, so that one I know is good. I don't know. There's something about this one just doesn't feel quite right. But being a different developer, maybe they were just going a different direction with it. But I don't know if it all works. But I'm not saying don't try it. If you're convinced, if you really want to play it, then go ahead. But just know that there's caveat to that.
Yeah, man, and that's too bad too, because like it does, like you said, it looks great. It looks like it would be such a polished game.
Yeah, and it feels that way sometimes, but it just feels like the combat's not fully fleshed out. Either something is taking like too many hits to take out, or you're just too squishy. There's various things. I don't know. Like I don't want to go completely into it, but there's a lot of like small things that I think if they just tweaked, then it could like really improve the game overall. So that's why I say a few patches, give it a couple patches in, and like then it might be like actually the game that they were wanting it to be.
Right. Do you prefer the look of this new one or the old one? Because it's like a different art style.
Yeah, I mean the old one I can appreciate the look of. It's just like a much more like pixelated style. Like I like that one. But if I could get the gameplay of the original one with these graphics, like that would be like best case scenario. Because I really like the way this one looks. Yeah. It's just not running as well as the first one did for me.
Yeah, this one definitely has more of that like Hades style kind of design.
For sure.
Just as far as like the actual like sprites, characters, environment, everything, which is very popular for this type of game because like Rainbreaker was very similar, kind of design and everything too. So yeah, it seems to be kind of like the art style for these types of ARPGs lately.
Yes. Okay. And then the last one I want to touch on real quick is StarVaders, because I know that came out in April 30th.
Yeah, we talked about this, but you have a very specific story.
Yeah. So I was playing it actually this morning because I wanted to unlock the third mech. For anyone who doesn't know, StarVaders is like a sort of puzzle roguelike or like grid-based kind of strategy roguelike. I don't even know.
Space Invaders card battler.
Yeah, Space Invaders inspired for sure. And yeah, so that aside, like I was playing it. It's a great game, like overwhelmingly positive on Steam. So yeah, amazing game. I was playing it this morning because I had not yet unlocked the third mech. Because to do that, you have to beat it on the hardest difficulty with the first two mechs. And so I had done it with one of them, but I hadn't gotten around to doing it with the other. So this morning I popped it back in or turned it on. And then like I was going through with the first mech, and with the mech I didn't have it for, and I was just thinking like, okay, it's gonna be a quick run. Let me just like get this over with so I can unlock this third mech. But the way that it panned out was really interesting. And I felt like I had like what you'll sometimes get in these roguelikes, which is like a god run. And what I mean by that is like everything was panning out perfectly. And I was able to not only unlock the third mech, but also do every single part of the extended story that was going on, because there's these separate like difficulty modifiers that you are able to trigger on once you beat it the first 2 times, or beat it the first time even. It's like it adds these things where it adds a permanent debuff at once you get to the boss, it adds a permanent debuff of some sort. And that happens 3 different times. And it's something where it's like, I didn't have to do that to unlock this mech, but I was like, well, let me just push this and see how far I can take it. And so I did that for every single boss, added an extra debuff to myself that was permanent and would carry on throughout the rest of that run. And then once I got to the last boss, I was like, oh man, should I do, like, I don't know if I'm going to win this. So should I put this last debuff on? I was like, you know what? I've come this far. Let me just go ahead. So I put that last debuff on. And then once I beat that boss, it unlocked the final boss, which I wasn't even ready for, because I was like, I didn't know there was going to be this also. And then I was able to beat that boss. And that's what I'm saying is like, and then it said, I got an achievement. It was like true ending. And so I was like, holy crap. Like I just went in here to get this one thing. And I was able to get the actual true ending of the game that only 23% of players, according to Steam, have gotten so far. And I was like, holy shit. Like this was just like an amazing run where I had one thing in mind and ended up just like beating the whole game in just this one straight run. That was just one run I did this morning, and it was just the best possible run I could have had.
That's awesome, man. I love that.
Yeah, so that's why when I told you before the episode, I was like, I have a story to tell about this, but I don't want to tell you yet because I want to just like walk through it. And that it was just awesome. It felt like amazing to just be able to get that much done in a single run.
I see, like I'm looking at the achievements now, and I see on your profile, I see it. The end. Reach the true ending.
Yep. And I had Staying Alive, which is win a run with 4 Doom active, and you can only get 5 Doom before you lose. So it was like that last battle was against the final boss, and it was like I had 4 Doom at the end. I was like, okay, like literally, I thought I was going to lose on the last turn, and then you get this special thing that happens that like really helps you out, like kind of a boon at the very end, and which I also wasn't expecting. So it was just a really cool experience. I'm still going to play this game more because like now that I've unlocked the third mech, I want to try them out. And I'm sure there's other like extra things I can still do, but I just felt really accomplished for having completed it in going in, not trying to do that, and then just having this amazing run.
Yeah, man, that's so awesome. I want to see it. I want to see the end boss because I can tell from the achievement, like the icon, that it has to do with that weird thing that you see every time you die. And I always want to know what the hell that is about. So I might have to ask you about that later.
Well, I do have it all recorded too, so I could literally just upload it.
All right. Yeah. Okay. We need that beautiful bean footage. Let's use that.
Yeah, so you can see the whole progress of my run and the surprise win. Yeah. No, that's the last thing I wanted to talk about for that, because I was just so pleased with myself.
That's great. Well, you should be pleased. Everyone be pleased. Be pleased. Be pleased. Final round. Let's talk about some upcoming indie games we're excited about. I'm just going to mention 2 really quick ones here. One is Wordatro, which comes out tomorrow, which by the time you're listening, it's already out. This is a mix of Scrabble and Balatro. This is,
of course.
It's right up my alley, man. I mean, need I say more? I love word puzzles. I love Balatro. This is combining both. It looks great. The dev for this game has been like, I've been tracking his progress through Reddit. He was very active on Reddit. So I'm very happy for him that it's coming out. And I'm going to be playing it. So look forward to that. The only other one I want to mention, Ruffy and the Riverside, is coming out. If you're listening to this the day it comes out tomorrow. So please buy Ruffy and the Riverside if you got the funds for it. Support our buddy Patrick there. So I'm very, very excited for him and Socrates Labs to finally have it out. I can't wait to play this game, man. I know we've already done like a full episode on this thing, but it's going to be hard not to like keep talking about it once it's out.
Yeah, definitely. I'll be picking it up for sure once it comes out.
Heck yeah.
I didn't know it was going to be so soon.
Yeah. I can say this, like this was not the original release date. Just having talked with Patrick in the past, like it was originally going to be much sooner. But things got pushed back for various reasons that I won't share. But yeah, it's I'm so excited.
That's awesome. Yeah, looking forward to that one. One that I wanted to bring up was one that I'm not sure has gotten a ton of attention because I've only seen like one thing about it. And I was like, why is no one talking about this game? And because it looks right up my alley for sure. It's called Bygone Dreams. And it is a action adventure RPG, like a Souls-like in I think it's labeled that as well. And it's just got this high fantasy sort of surreal look to it. Like visually, it looks awesome. And if mechanically it works as well as I'm hoping it does, this is one I'm absolutely going to get behind. Right now, it only has 20 reviews on Steam right now, which is why I'm bringing it up, because it's more of like a curiosity than this is a must play kind of thing, because I don't know yet. But it's one that comes out on it came out 2 days ago. And so I was going to say it's out. The demo's available, actually. So I'm going to try the demo. And then if I end up liking it, I will talk about it in the future. If I don't, then you might not hear about it again. But I don't see why I wouldn't, honestly. Like, if you just look at this game, it looks like me coded for sure because, just a Souls-like in general.
Sure does. It looks really good. It is interesting to me that it doesn't have more reviews, especially with one of the publishers being Grab the Games. Because what
else have they published?
Gunbot Diplomacy was one of them. Then again, doesn't have like as many reviews either. But also like None Shall Intrude, Takara Cards, which was a really big one like last year. No, it was earlier this year. We just didn't get to cover it. Rungore, which was one that came out last year that I really wanted to play.
I'm looking at Rungore right now and it looks awesome. There's a bundle of Rungore and Bygone Dreams. I'm going to add that to my cart right now so I can just play both of them.
Hell yeah, man.
Because that looks awesome.
I just found another one. It's got mixed reviews, but I'm just interested in the art style of it, which is one gun guy. But I just like the pixel art, but yeah.
But moral of the story is Bygone Dreams, like, why hasn't it gotten that much attention? Beautiful art style, gameplay looks great. TBD on whether it's good or not.
Oh, they also published My Big Sister. That was a really big one back in the day. Okay. Anyway, yeah, I'm sidetracking here, but yeah, it looks good. It definitely looks like one you'd be all over. So yeah, and I'm excited for you to try out Rungore too.
Yeah,
and it looks to be a little bit more fast paced than something like Slay the Spire. And like if you watch like the trailer and stuff like that, like, if you notice the card deck that you get, like sometimes you have tons of cards in your hand.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Like there's a few times like you'll see the dude's got like 30 cards at once.
Dang.
So, but also there's like every once in a while there's tons of enemies on the screen or an enemy with like 9,000 freaking health. So,
and visually it just looks super cool too. So that's what sold me on it originally, but the gameplay looks super fun.
The developer's name is Your Mom's HP.
This came out May of last year, so this will be an older one, but I still might bring it to the show if I really like it. Yeah, it came out after we hadn't started the show yet. It had been out for a while, and I remember thinking I was debating bringing it, but then we were like trying to stick on like newer games for the most part. So I ended up not buying it, but yeah. Anyways, well, now's our chance.
Game over. And now's also your chance, because if you had a good time listening to this episode, you can stick around for the bumper to learn how you can help support the show and all the things we do here at Sloth Creative. You can also check the show notes for our link tree that'll take you to our social media, our Discord, subreddit, merch store, and all the other cool stuff. Get in touch with us, though. Let us know what indie games you're playing and help us elevate these games so we can help support indie developers. But that's game over. Oh my God. But that's game over for us. My name's Chris.
I'm Joseph.
I know, man. I screwed up these lines so many times, and now we just can't.
Yeah, I don't know what take you're going to use.
But now we're just laughing. So, you know what? We'll continue on the next episode. I'm leaving that in. I'm just going to leave it in. Whatever. Continue. Indie Game Arcade is recorded and produced by Sloth Creative. If you're looking for more gaming content, head over to youtube.com/nerdsloth for indie game let's plays and recommendations. If you'd like to support the show, head over to patreon.com/nerdsloth, where you can select a pledge and receive access to hundreds of hours of bonus content from everything at Sloth Creative. If you're an indie game developer and would like us to review your game or explore other opportunities, send an email to nerdslothcreative@gmail.com with the subject line Indie Game Arcade. Thanks for listening, and keep supporting indie game devs.